So anyway, again, fast forward to Bill Watanabe. I was meeting him in J-Town for some other reason, and then we were walking back through the Noguchi Plaza, which is right near the Aratani Theaters and the Japanese American Cultural Center. And he said he wanted to show me something, and he proceeded to show me a plaque which commemorated Azusa Street. It was done at the 100-year anniversary, approximately at the 100th-year anniversary of Azusa Street, which was 2006. And he told me the story of him being involved with the committee to commemorate Azusa Street. And I never knew that Azusa Street was right in the heart of Little Tokyo. And it just seemed very odd to me, just very strange that Azusa Street, of all places, would be in the heart of Little Tokyo. And it's now just this little service alley right behind Noguchi Plaza. And so he proceeded to tell me about how he was chairman or part of this committee for the celebration of the centennial of Azusa Street, and how they worked really hard raising funds. They had contracted with a nationally renowned muralist that was going to paint a mural on this wall depicting Azusa Street. They were going to have a video kiosk, explaining the significance of Azusa Street and make it really like a information center for people that would come. They had talked to a lot of the businesses, raised funds. They even talked to the Buddhist church and got them to sign off on it. Their only concern was that it would be done in a tasteful way, which they agreed to. And so they got all the ducks in a row, and they approached the Japanese American Cultural Center and Community Center because they owned that land, and they basically disallowed or didn't allow them to do any of that. And Bill Watanabe told them, or he brought to them a Time Life book what came out in the year 2000 that had the 100 most significant events in world history from the year 1000 to the year 2000, and Azusa Street is in there. I think it's because I guess they estimate over 400 million people today owe their roots to Azusa Street, so it's very significant worldwide. And even at that, they refused to allow them to do that. They just allowed them to put in a small plaque, and then another small plaque where they planted and dedicated a tree to William Seymour, who is the pastor of the Azusa Street Revival. Now, the significance of the tree was that they planted a grapefruit tree because during I think it's the late 70s, when they were building the Noguchi Plaza, Reverend Roy Yamamoto and some others felt that it was important that something be preserved from that area, from that site, that existed during the time of the Azusa Street Revival. And there so happened to be an old grapefruit tree that they had believed was there during the time of the Azusa Street Revival. And so,
You talked to the Gardeners Association.
No.
They just
Yeah. Let's go back to Azusa Street. I'm not doing anything about Azusa Street.
Just all the time talking about it.
just talked about it.
Talking to everybody and saying how important this tree.
Don't let it die.
It's almost going to die, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, day and night he was saying, I said, oh, urusai, kind of.
Yeah.
Urusai, you know.
Right.
And then,
I told them
and
anyway.
then Yamamoto and then Sakai-san.
Yeah,
You remember?
gardener.
He is still in Tokyo Tower.
He's still alive?
I
He's
think
still
so.
Oh.
Gardener he was.
that's good too.
I hope he's still alive. I lost the contact with him.
And
And
that's
his wife was our good friend, my good friend, and then my husband was talking
right,
about
right,
it.
right, 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 right.
So, and then got in a group, got together and said, okay, let's save it.
And so, in building the Noguchi Plaza, the brick, they transplanted, relocated that grapefruit tree, and it's currently in Deguchi Plaza, old, tall grapefruit tree. So the idea of the Centennial Committee was to plant a grapefruit tree in honor of William Seymour, and after it grew, eventually to graft, kind of in a prophetic, symbolic way, graft a branch from the old grapefruit tree into the new grapefruit tree, which I believe would signify a new revival to come. Subsequently, though, I think they were having one of the festivals down there, Nisei Week or Tofu Festival, and one of the group's booths was cooking, deep frying with hot oil. And after the night was done, they needed a place to dump the oil, and so they dumped it into this planter where this grapefruit tree was, and then it killed the grapefruit tree. And so Bill approached the group and let them know, and they said they would plant another tree, and they did, but when he went back to look at it, it was a lemon tree, and it wouldn't work because they wanted to graft the grapefruit tree. So they agreed to plant another grapefruit tree, which they did, and at the time we were seeing it, the grapefruit tree was barely alive because the soil was contaminated. And so in the process of him telling me all of these things, I could just sense a grieving, a deep grieving of the spirit in my spirit. And I think it was due to the fact I felt that the Japanese American community represented by the Japanese American leadership, which is associated with the cultural center, refused to honor what God and the Holy Spirit had done in that site. And I just sensed that because of that, there was a quenching of the Spirit in our community. And in part, that's a reason, or that's a key to unlocking and releasing a revival amongst, or moving of the Spirit amongst the Japanese American community. And so that started myself and my partner Bob Aisawa and others on this kind of crazy journey of pursuing this thing. And it's funny because we didn't really pursue it, things would just come our way. God would just keep bringing different things our way. And so